Hey, it's the Purple Yeti Purple Yeti Roar. I am the Purple Yeti. I am back with my ridiculous moniker. I'm back on a Sunday morning. Yes, morning. I have my tasty K-State shirt. Had to whip this guy out yesterday. We'll know why here in a second. I also have some very tasty and delicious hipster coffee. Oh man. I like mine with ice because I was into coffee before it was cool. I don't know what that meant. Anyway, week 2 of football, college football is over. I actually had an opportunity to watch some, and I just think, with the stars and the cosmos align, that all is right in the place. And it's right for me to sit on Saturdays and watch college football. Why do you ask? Well, let me tell you. Kansas State won. Yes. Outside of me camping and all this other fun stuff last week, and I don't even really remember, K-State lost. And it was kind of a shocker. Although, it was an Appalachian State kind of scenario with, two-time FCS champion, 6 other Division I FBS teams lost to FCS team, blah, blah, blah. Excuses. North Dakota State whipped our ass. Good job to them. We had to bounce back. Louisiana-Lafayette was coming into Manhattan, and, I was kind of scared. But I didn't get to see them play, so I don't know what's up. Now, I got to see them play, and I actually have some impressions. First off, it's kind of a quarterback controversy. It is. Bill Snyder probably hadn't had that kind of throwing talent, but that kind of throwing talent is, granted, his wide receivers didn't help him by tipping the ball up in the air, but there were 2 interceptions and no touchdowns from that guy. Daniel Sams got in the game, and he did more of a read option kind of thing, and he got the ball moving. Granted, they put up, a ton of points, but, you gotta have a leader at the trigger, and you don't know yet. So it is kind of controversial at the moment. If anything, for me, I'm a little more excited when Daniel Sams is in the ball game. Although we're probably gonna do a total Colin Klein Gregory thing for the rest of the year and have a dual quarterback threat. So if anything, the kid can throw. He needs some more time getting up to FBS speed. He was a JUCO guy last year. Was really accurate, won some titles, but it's FBS speed, and he's got to get acclimated to it. Daniel Sams already got some games under his belt. Kind of shows on the field. So we'll find out. I'm not sold on either guy, really. I want to see Sams throw the ball some more around. Although he did pull the Colin Klein, I'm going to run up and then just toss it to a guy. It's just a pitch, just a run and pitch, really. So, who knows? I don't know what we'll see next week. It is UMass. You might see the same thing again. But I don't know how vanilla they're going to play next week, considering the week after that, it is Texas. And that leads us to number 2 of what is right with the world with me when I watch college football. Texas lost to BYU. They didn't just lose, they got their asses handed to them. And all I got to say is, well, the haters need to stop. The Twitters, the so-called sports media journalists, really, which you pay credence to, if only that they're the ones that kind of stamp their foot on the ground and call themselves experts. They were all like, Texas is back this year, because it's the lazy thing to do. It really is. Oh, hey, traditional powerhouses, sure, they're back. Let me go get a latte. Pretty much it. So, yeah, they got returning starters and all that other stuff, but did they have returning heart? You didn't really see it in BYU, because they got manhandled. They got ran all over the place. curious for K-State because now they're trying to be running and throwing, so we'll see what kind of game that's going to be in 2 weeks. But, I mean, the haters jumped out really quick. Everybody's all like, fire this guy, fire that guy, unacceptable, blah, 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 for like one game. And I'll go back to what happened to K-State last week. It is just one game. The Big 12 was still wide open, and you got to go through Baylor and you got to go through Oklahoma State. Although Oklahoma State might have like some pay-for-play deals to deal with. Hopefully, it won't ruin their year this year. But Baylor put up over 70 points. They have over 1,400 yards so far in 2 games this year. Oklahoma State looked tough. They figured out their quarterback controversy, so expect more points for those guys. And man, Oklahoma and West Virginia. West Virginia showed up to play. They had defense. They didn't win, but I think everybody needs to take them seriously now. It's not going to be a cakewalk like a Kansas Jayhawk kind of team or anything. Which they won yesterday. Good job for them. They threw a touchdown pass. Baby steps. So Oklahoma, there might be a quarterback controversy there. It's kind of the theme of the week. I didn't watch the other guys. Well, TCU won, but poor Casey Pachall, he broke his non-throwing arm. He's going to be out for some while. This kid cannot catch a break. I was looking forward to it as it being the story of the Big 12 this year, but apparently it's a tragic ending. This guy can't catch a break at all. Trevor Boynkin is your trigger puller now for TCU. They won handily, but that was kind of a bummer. I didn't watch. Iowa State was off. I didn't watch Texas Tech. I didn't watch Kansas. And yeah, that is your Big 12 roundup. So the world is right now. I get to watch college football. Kansas State wins. Texas ends up being Texas. And actually, even though Oklahoma won, Oklahoma was Oklahoma. So the only thing that was still kind of not cosmic and warped, bizarro reality was that West Virginia actually had some defense. So I'll give kudos to that. Although you can kind of talk about the quarterback controversy for Oklahoma being part of it, but I digress. I can't talk all day. So, speaking of the haters, speaking of the sports media haters, oh man, these guys have been reduced to tweets. Alright, real quick, capsulized history of communication from my purple eyes, which might be a little tinted, if you know what I mean. Alright, written paper, delivering paper, finding out what's going on. It's called the news. It was important because not a lot of people could travel and find out what's going on across the nation, across the world, all that other stuff. So newspapers, got important. Deliver fast, printing press, Gutenberg, coming up. Now, radio communication, television, internet, boom. Now you can get that information instant. Sports writers, where does this fit? They don't matter anymore. It used to be that they were the ones that report on what happened in the games in their towns, and then you would read in stats and all, and keep box scores and baseball, football, all that other stuff. Now you don't need that. I can look on my phone and in an instant see what happened on 1st and 10 in some game halfway across the country. Sports writers, they're sports analyzers now. They're sports hypers. They don't matter in terms of news. It's more of just conjecture, and it's more of just what brand of a sports writer you are, and what kind of controversy or what kind of hype you can bring to the table. Sure, you might be able to put some words together eloquently, and a lot of people do appreciate that. But in terms of the average person across this country, you just want to know who won the game and who did what. That's all you need. Internet's great for that, and it's a lot faster. So what do we get? We get Jadeveon Clowney. Wow. The guy had one hit last year. One big hit in the bowl game and blew up that guy's helmet. And all of a sudden, the guy is all world. And you can thank the sports media for doing that because they have no other creative way of analyzing or anything else, or just giving the news, or just saying this happened. No, they have to justify their existence. So they feasted on this guy. And now all of a sudden, what? He didn't show up yesterday. As a matter of fact, South Carolina averaged less yards against on defense when he was out of the game than when he was in. And they had questions going into the first week. So, what do you have? You had a kid who was propped up by the sports media to be slaughtered by attention. And that's exactly what happened. And now people are like, oh, what happened? What's going on? It wasn't the kid. It wasn't him. He's still a prospect. He's still a player. I mean, he's a big, strong kid, you know. He's got a chance. No, the hype machine just ate him alive. Heisman for a defensive lineman, that's how ridiculous it got. And that's how ridiculous these sports media types are. Do not listen to them. They are just entertainment. They are the toilet paper of the written press anymore. And you should just wipe yourselves of it and walk away, because that's what they are. And that's what you get with kids like Jadeveon Clowney and Johnny Football. I mean, really, he couldn't talk to anybody until late last year. And that kind of restriction, that kind of I can't have this makes me want it more, grass is greener situation, just fed the beast for Heisman voters and sports media types. All of a sudden, it turns out the kid's kind of a spoiled brat, which, you know, that's fine. He can live his life, and actually he should be paid. But that's a different topic. But now all you got is a bunch of sports media types sitting from their computer desks and running their mouth about how somebody else should live their life, which is bullshit, right? So that's what you get. So don't listen to these knuckleheads, because they are worthless, and it just showed itself yesterday. Just give me the stats and get out of my face. Just get out! So, anyway, let me know what you think about that. Comment below. Or subscribe above. At any rate, I did watch the Georgia-South Carolina game, and Georgia lost last week to Clemson. They still have a path to the title. It's all about the pageantry. It's a beauty contest now. So you got to win your games, but I mean, depending on the unfortunate force-generated hype, you got to kind of pay off the judges too. And you look good against Clemson. Yeah, you could talk your way into it. So Georgia's still alive. Watch Miami, Florida. That was a good game. Florida lost. Any SEC team that loses makes me happy. That's all I got to say about that. Miami's still kind of trucking along. I like to see them win just to kind of help justify the victory Kansas State had against them a couple of years ago. Because that's how I roll. What else? I don't really remember anything else. There are some games on. Oh, Notre Dame, Michigan. Yep. Denard Robinson wasn't around to give the game away, and Michigan won. Although it was kind of a role reversal in terms of quarterback play. Again, the theme of the week. The Notre Dame, Tommy Reese, is no Everett Golson. The guy can't. He might be like a leader. He might manage the game well, but he's like a Matt Castle type in the fact that, if you need a game broke open, he's not that dynamic enough to do it. And you saw that last night. On the other hand, Bernard or Gerard Depardieu, whoever that kid was, he made enough plays. He made some stupid plays, which is what you're going to do when you take chances. But they pulled through and they handily beat Notre Dame. So unfortunately, I don't think Notre Dame is going to go to the national championship game again this year. I'm a little more excited about the Big Ten now, believe it or not, because I just don't want the hype around Ohio State. And unfortunately, I think the only thing that's going to bite me in the ass is that Michigan might be the one to do it, and it might put Michigan into the national title talk. I haven't really seen anything that exciting from them yesterday, so we'll just temper that. Although they get to walk through a lame-ass Big Ten, so they might end up playing. Oh no, they're only going to play each other once. Man, it's going to be a letdown Big Ten championship game. And coming from a guy who used to just flourish and let down championship games from the Big 12, good luck with that Big Ten. It's going to be fun. Start drinking now. So that's about it. What's the week ahead? Well, I already mentioned UMass. I think A&M and Alabama is playing next week. I think I already got hit in the head with some hype on streaming online ESPN. Don't ask me how I do that. I do not participate in the Disney beast. That's all I got to say about that. But we have that coming up, and then Kansas State, UMass. I don't care about anything else, really. Yeah, I'm sure there's some other big games. I'm going to write a picks column. I kind of verbalized picks last week, and I kind of have been getting back into the swing of things, what with being on vacation the first week. College football. So what you can expect from kccollegegameday.com, that's kccollegegameday.com, or at KCCGD on the Twitters and Instagrams and Vines. There's some sizzling beef up there. What you can expect from me is a flourished, full-out, filled picks column, probably coming Thursday-ish, maybe Wednesday, depending on what I can get Twitter feeds working. I made some awesome food. You'll see that tomorrow. Of course, you got this guy, and then live blog. Follow live blog on Saturday. Not exactly an open thread because, frankly, nobody goes to the blog anyway. So watch me live blog and run my mouth like I do on the Roar. I'm going to take one last swig. It's college football season, baby. Watch the games next week. Watch it with me. Comment below. Subscribe above. And until next time, see ya.